climbing trees. I personally believe it's one of the best ways to test your limits, both physically and mentally. I chose this tree because it's got great limbs that stretch out. But I'm not here to climb to the very top of the tree. I'm here to find a nice relaxing spot. Just to take a deep breath and relax. What I'm doing there, I call the lean back. Hammock kind of style. You just lean back in the tree, put your head up, watch the breeze flow through the leaves. Here's a different branch as well. Maybe this one might be more relaxing for me. Just shuffle around, make yourself comfortable. And then when you get yourself comfortable, just do some nice, deep breathing. Alright, that's enough for that tree. Make sure you hop down, use all parts of your bodies just to make sure you're safe. This is a pine tree, a giant pine tree. And this particular pine tree is hanging over a cliff, so I had to be extra careful and extra safe while climbing it. But I love climbing pine trees because it's almost like climbing a ladder. But with this particular pine tree, some of the limbs were dying off, so I had to be careful before I put too much weight or pressure on the limb. And if you look, I'm using my arms and my feet to climb the tree, making sure I had 4 points of contact, or at least 3 points of contact. And this tree was beautiful because some of the sap was coming out of the tree, so it just really smelled quite pleasant. Taking my time here because there's a little bush within the tree, so I had to barge my way through a bit and scuttle along. Disappeared slightly. Now, this tree is quite nice because you could stand up within the tree and you could look around. But I'm trying to find a spot where I could lay on my tummy because that's the most relaxing for me within a tree. Here I'm testing one of the branches just to make sure it's safe for me to walk out on. And I'm not sure if I was feeling all that confident. And when climbing trees, you need to be confident, but you also need to be safe. So you just go as far as you need to go. Maybe another time you could go a bit further, but ultimately, you got to be respectful to the tree, and you got to be grateful for it letting you climb. And the best way you could show that is probably by relaxing within the tree. Now I'm going to one of the large lower branches. I'm just sitting down, chilling out. Just trying to get comfortable. Using my hands again to get my leg over. And that's a good way to balance while sitting in a tree. And I'm lowering myself down, and that's what I call the lazy leopard. And it's something I used to do when I was a boy. It makes me feel more part of the tree. And I was doing some deep breathing within that space. Cool. I'm looking around, feeling, shifting, trying to get myself up and out. Whew. It's always a bit touch and go getting out of this tree because of that cliff. This is a beautiful tree, hanging over a river. Beautiful green foliage, some flowers, hydrangeas. But this tree, as simple as it may look with just one or two kind of long trunks, it's very slippery because of the moss on it. So I needed to take it slow, and I needed to use my hands more so than my feet this time to climb up. And I had to make sure that I was set before moving forward. And for those that are climbing trees over water, I took my cell phone out just to make sure if I fell in, I wouldn't lose my cell phone as well. And I'm shuffling along because I feel that was the safest way to move forward or up the tree. Now I'm doing the lazy leopard, and I'm just watching the water flow underneath the tree. Again, taking some nice deep breaths. Now, I was a bit stuck here for a little bit because I wanted to turn around, but from the angle of the tree and my personal lack of flexibility, it took a bit of time and maneuvering before I could get that left leg around. And I don't fully recommend sitting in the tree like I will be shortly. The way I have it now is probably the safest with one leg on either side. And got around. Yeah, this isn't the safest way to sit in a tree, but it is okay for this video. And I'm just watching the water flow and watching the birds swoop down for a drink. Now, the way I'm going down now, I do not recommend. It's not particularly safe to do a bum shuffle forward. I usually recommend having your tummy to the tree, because if I were just to slip, I wouldn't be able to grab onto anything. But if I went tummy, then I could at least use my arms and legs to at least slow myself down. And after doing it that way, I'm going to do a safer way, or just have my tummy and chest facing the tree. Looking down the river one last time, taking a deep breath before I move down, and making sure my hands are set, even using my knees if I need to. Nice and easy. There's no rush. Climbing trees should be relaxing. Remember, climbing trees should be fun, should be at peace. You're testing the limits, and sometimes you take it a bit too far. So if you do get stuck, don't be afraid to ask for help. But ultimately, you should feel success and relaxed. You did it! Well done.